And may the 4th be with you. Thunderbolt and lightning, a very, very frightening. MCU Feige X is for 10. Popcorn Bucket Brigade, Roadhouse 2, or Big Pile of Poo. What else will we get before GTA 6 and so much more? But before that, news dump. Mac, it was the 4th of May.
And also with you.
What's
and
up?
I said, and also with you.
Oh, that's right.
They changed it, though. Didn't they change that in church? You don't say and also with you anymore?
Look, I'm not going to lie. I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah, Juffield.
I don't know what the answer is, so it makes stars. If you burn the trash, it makes stars.
Okay.
But Mac, it was the 4th of May, and we had some stuff come out with Star Wars. Only 2 things that appeal to me that will fall into news dump. Number 1, somehow Palpatine has returned to Fortnite. And in the game, he had a machine gun.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Fortnite is. It's a first-person shooter. That's actually a third-person shooter.
All I can think of when I saw him with the machine gun is that would have made so much more sense if he had that in Revenge of the Sith. Like, when Mace Windu, when he was like, "You're under arrest," and he's like, no.
As opposed to Tommy guns.
Yeah, as opposed to that stupid, like, twirl and stab.
If he then plastic meatballs.
Yeah.
I really liked that it being the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, it being May the 4th. We had many a tweets talking about Palpatine spin jumping and killing those 2 poor
3
Jedi.
Right?
Well, yeah, but initially those 2, and then the other guy gets got.
There wasn't enough time to respond. He was too quick.
It's truly, I said it at the time, and I've been thinking about it in the few days since. It's got to be the worst lightsaber battle they've ever depicted.
It's real bad.
It's like easily the worst.
Also, it was still at the theaters this past weekend. I thought it was a 1-week thing in its 20th anniversary. For its 20th anniversary, was Revenge of the Sith just added back to theaters permanently?
Well, its 20th anniversary technically isn't even until
it's not until later this month. Yeah, as we talked about in the last episode.
I think they're probably giving it 2 or 3 weeks is my guess, or maybe up until the actual 20th anniversary.
That's too long. It should be a 1-week thing.
What are you going to do? It did push it over $900 million.
I did see
that. Yeah.
News dump. Also for Star Wars, George Lucas, while speaking to TMC, or TCM, I assume is Turner Classic Movies, on why Yoda speaks backwards, he said, because if you speak regular English, people won't listen that much.
He's not wrong. Anytime anyone's talking to me, I'm not paying attention.
Like, do or do not, there is no try. If someone said to you, try or don't try, whatever, like, I'm not going to pay attention to that.
It does make you, because it almost turns it into math. You have to solve the equation when Yoda's talking, and you're like, hold on a second, what did he actually just say?
I was so excited. Me and my wife and I, and my son, we went to Starbucks on Sunday. Or
Not
we went
Star
to
Wars?
Starbucks inside of Target.
Do you think Starbucks was inspired by Star Wars?
It's May the 4th, so it's Starbucks weekend. And on the board, there was a trivia question.
Oh.
And it said, has many keys but will not open doors. Piano. And I jumped instantly, piano, immediately.
Bang, easy.
Yeah. I felt like Burt Ward. So also, George Lucas said, Yoda is basically the philosopher of the movie. I had to figure out a way to get people to actually listen, especially 12-year-olds.
No, he's right. He's 100% right. Just by that little change, well, I guess it's a pretty big change.
Yeah, it's big.
That change makes you hang on every word he says.
News dump. Over at the box office this past weekend, Thunderbolts Asterisk made $76 million domestic, $162 worldwide on a budget of $180. And it seems like they're already taking steps to not have a large drop-off in week 2.
No. This was all a part of their plan, Gil. This is all a part of their plan.
I hate it.
All along. Oh, I love it. I love it because this is like the 4th lowest opening for them in a long time. And so by rebranding, and if you haven't seen Thunderbolts already, so be it. This is a bit of a spoiler, but not really.
Skip ahead 30 seconds.
Yeah. So at the end of that movie, they are rebranded as the New Avengers, and so what they're going around now is going over the Thunderbolts part of posters and putting the New Avengers, and that's going to rope in that borderline audience, right? That
Yes,
audience that
like
we
I said,
talked
they're
about
avoiding the
during
week
our
2 drop off. That's what I'm talking about.
well, but what I'm saying is they had planned it already. They're not trying to combat a week 2 drop off. This was their plan from the jump.
Yeah, I'm aware of what their plan is, but what I'm saying
So
though is
they're
give it
gonna
2
rope
weeks.
it. You didn't let
I
me finish
hate
my
it.
thought.
I
Didn't
hate
let me
it.
finish my thought. They're gonna rope in that those fringe people that, all right, it didn't have the big name attached, didn't have the Captain America, the Spider-Man, but now it's got Avengers attached to it, right? Now it's got 88% and 94% on Roddy T's. Anyone that was borderline, am I seeing it in the theaters? They're gonna go see it now.
I know that. I understand that's what their plan was.
No, you don't.
Also, a part of what their plan was is to have, I would say, certain people see the movie ahead of time and leak ahead of time what the end of the movie is so that you could also get those people in the first week as well.
I gotta be honest with you. They didn't do a good job of it, Goo. I'm all over the internet, constantly on the internet, chronically online.
That's all you do is
Those
brag
leaks
about
never
being on
made
the
it to me.
internet. That's
Never
all
made
you
it to
do.
me. If your leaks don't make it to me, you're not leaking in the right spot.
So they've rebranded the movie. It'll probably make not close. You might have a drop off. I'll say 33%.
Which will be fine.
No, that's a good drop off.
And like everyone's really liking the movie, so this is gonna hold strong for a few weeks here. It's gonna make a good amount of money. Like you said, 162 million worldwide, 180 million-dollar budget. It's probably gonna end up getting over 500 million. I think.
Oh, I'm going to title this episode "Marvel is Back."
Marvel is back, baby.
Clickbait the shit out of this. Marvel is back, and then we'll talk about Yoda to start it off. So that's good stuff. Let's see here. In its third week, Sinners made $33 million, a 28% drop off. It is now over $236 million.
Here's a fun fact.
Go ahead. I was going to read it, but you can do it.
I was teeing you up. Here's a fun fact. You made out with your sister. The second biggest third domestic weekend at the box office for R-rated film of all time.
Many things going on there. Yeah. Go ahead.
Beating Oppenheimer and Joker. However, the tweet that I stole this from didn't tell us who's number one. So who knows who's number one? No one knows.
Minecraft just under 14 million, a 40% drop off. It is at 875 worldwide. And The Accountant 2 dropped 61% to 9.5.
I'm not going to see The Accountant 2 in theaters, but I will see it when it's streaming.
News dump. Tons more coming up here for Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts are light.
I don't want people to, turn us off or jump ahead too much.
Sure.
I'll do chapters maybe in the description if I can think of doing that later, just to try and, because I don't want to spoil the movie. I hate how Marvel is spoiling the movie.
To be fair, not a lot of spoilers in the movie, though.
Well, I mean, kind of. The Russo brothers directed the post-credit scene in Thunderbolts.
I told you guys this last week. I don't know if you weren't listening. Go back
and
listen.
You didn't say this last week, did you?
Yeah, I did.
In the episode?
Yes, I did.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, I told you guys this. I didn't know that it was filmed on the set of Avengers Doomsday, but I did tell y'all that the Russo brothers directed it. And they've had a history of doing this leading into their Avengers films. Also, a part of what we discussed last week is the second bit of what happens in that post credit and how we think that drastically, or I think it drastically changes my outlook on Fantastic Four. Goo didn't really agree.
Nah,
but
I'm good.
Go listen to our Thunderbolts thing and just scroll to the end if you want to hear us talking about that.
News dump. More importantly, when it comes to the Thunderbolts, Julia Louis-Dreyfus in the promotion of the movie was able to meet the Rizzler. But she was asked about it by BuzzFeed and said, no offense to that nice child, but I didn't know who he was.
I hate the Rizzler. Out on the Rizzler.
I kind of hate Julia Louis-Dreyfus now.
Oh, fuck you.
If anyone should be a fan of the Rizzler, it should be Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Would you say that JLD looks better now than she did 30 years ago?
No. I think there was a stretch where I would say yes. I think now, I don't want to speak ill of someone, man.
Okay.
But she's starting to get a little older, dude. What do you want?
I think she looks better now than
Seinfeld. If I'm looking at best times, it's the New Adventures of Old Christine.
She did look great in that show.
Yeah. If we're picking one Julia Louis-Dreyfus, it's the New Adventures of Old Christine. One Julia Louis-Dreyfus show, too.
I think that show went like 5 seasons.
It went a while.
Yeah. Yeah, with, what's his name? Agent Coulson there.
Yeah, and they also were able to fit in one title the words new and old. They're opposites.
Right. Yeah. A
And
lot of
that's the way
hijinks in that
title
show.
fit.
Yeah.
News dump. Kevin Feige reportedly told Marvel colleagues that watching every new MCU project has begun to feel like homework and less like entertainment.
Yeah, that's sort of echoing the sentiment of a lot of viewers. It should feel like homework for him, though. It's his fucking job. He's supposed to, sort of do this. And I get what he's saying. You want to enjoy work. You don't want it to feel like work. But yeah, dude, it is your homework because it's your job.
No, but I think he's also talking about the vast amount of Marvel stuff because he was anti TV shows. And here we go in the early 2020s, the creatives. Well, no. Did you get rid of some of my stuff here? I don't care. He was talking to the Wall Street Journal, and he was saying that he was against doing the television shows, but he wanted to appease his Disney higher-ups, so he said, all right. And he's kind of, over the years, lost the quality control that he had during the first 3 phases.
I get that. And that's, it's just the natural evolution of it. It got so popular that it got even bigger and bigger that one man could not conceivably oversee everything. And the other note here that you just stopped reading, they said he was spread so thin in the early 2020s during those couple COVID years that the creatives, the directors, the writers wouldn't hear from him for weeks. And then by the time they got Feige's feedback, it was too late to implement it. And we talked about this often over the last 3, 4, 5 years, where, and this is heightened, especially in Multiverse of Madness, when it was like no one that was making that movie had seen WandaVision or knew anything about any of the characters involved in that movie. And you're like, how is this possible? Like, how the fuck is that a thing? And Feige's going to get the blame, and rightfully so, because he's the figurehead, just as quarterbacks get the blame for football teams. But for Feige to get the blame because Sam Raimi didn't watch anything in this universe, that's kind of bullshit.
I think it was more the writers than Raimi, wasn't it?
Both. He was a producer on it. And like, it's just, if your writers and directors aren't aware of the character's past that they're writing about, they shouldn't be writing about the character.
Also having to do with Marvel fatigue, a lot of the employees regularly talk about it and are worried about the No New Fans Club, where no new viewers have any clue about what's going on. So they're dropping viewers, but they're not gaining any new ones.
I don't know, man. It's they just have to look at what Star Wars is. It's the most popular IP on the planet.
I wouldn't do what Star Wars is doing.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is it's unavoidable. Like it's cyclical, and they're only 17 years in. Star Wars is fucking 40, 50 years in. Like, it's just, you're going to have these ebbs and flows once something gets so popular. It's just natural. You and I, like, I would say we're that forgiving, but we just love the MCU so much that, like, we do get disappointed, but we're still there. You're still going to have your core group of fans, just as Star Wars does. And then it's those fringe fans that, like, okay, is Star Wars back? Okay, is Marvel back? Then they come back. There's nothing you could do about that. That's natural.
You want to be like Star Wars. You want half of your fans to love you. You want the other half to fucking
It's inevitable. It's inevitable. That's like Harry Potter's another thing. Like, just like it's gotten so popular that fans, like, just simple casting news, fans are losing their minds over. Like, come on.
It's like us. It's like Mac and Goo. We have old fans. We have no new fans. I wouldn't even say fans. I've never used the word fans. Take that back.
Goobers.
Listeners, goobers. Guys, go tell a friend. Go steal your mom's phone. Rate, review, subscribe.
Go into the Apple store right now.
Yeah, send us your credit card numbers, please. We're trying to figure out a way to make money off of this. I think that's the best way to do it.
Simply too good.
News dump. Kevin Feige also reportedly has a 10-year plan for the X-Men beyond the upcoming Avengers movie.
Yeah,
there's 2.
I thought you were going to talk about the upcoming Avengers movies first, which I thought was a more better, transition.
No, it's okay. You can add it into here. I don't want to hit that news dump button too much. People are getting news dump button fatigue.
I also went to give you an editor's note at the top after you talked about Yoda. I wish you had said dump news. You know, a little backwards talk there. You know?
All right. How about this? Say it now, and then I'll add it to the beginning.
Goo, I don't like what. You don't need to tell us you have a 10-year plan for the X-Men. Just we know that there's a long-term plan for the X-Men. Don't make it an exact timeline. So now if it gets bumped off, now we're at 11 and now you're a liar. Just we have a long-term plan for the X-Men, right?
I think it would have been more news, or it would have been more newsworthy if he said, we have a 10-year plan for the X-Men and it all involves Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen.
It just hinges on these two. And if they die, we have no replacements.
The linchpins of what we're doing.
And speaking of these Avengers movies, clearly we have Fantastic Four coming up in a couple months, July 2025. Excuse me.
Oh,
July
Lord.
25th. Yeah, a little coffee burp. And then we have Avengers Doomsday, May 1st of next year. And then we're getting Spider-Man Brand New Day. We kind of forgot about that one. July of 2026. That is sandwiched in between the two Avengers movies. And then Avengers Secret Wars will be May 7th, 27. And I still would be surprised if they changed the title of Secret Wars.
You like music, don't you?
I'm a fan of music, I'd say.
Is there a song called Brand New Day?
No, that would be On Holiday by Green Day.
That's not what I was thinking.
On Holiday.
That's your favorite Green Day song, the other day. And I know that Keith and Jones have spoken about this in recent months.
Mm-hmm.
More than half of my coworkers had never heard Green Day's Brain Stew featuring Godzilla, and they were blown away by it.
I mean, it makes sense. I think
they put their song on an album, and they said, "You guys want to change it at all?" Nope, just have Godzilla screeching in the background.
I think we are at the tail end of original Green Day fans. Anyone younger than us only knows American Idiot Green Day. I don't know. Are you a Green Day guy?
I think it was a little before when I listened to music. I know around the time when they broke in with Dookie, I was big into Seal.
Right.
I was also
huge into Seal.
But you're the oldest child, so you're the trendsetter in your house.
It's true.
As a middle child, I would pretty much I'd be into whatever my brother was into. Mm-hmm. So 95, 96, he's really into TLC. Mariah Carey.
Don't blame him. TLC at Boston Calling this year.
So that's where I fell in. And it's just TNC now, right?
Yeah, that's right. Lisa Left Eye is perished.
Well, one of those 90s Instagram accounts posted a great looking photo of Lisa Left Eye.
Very attractive woman.
It was her and a Cartman doll. I'm like, this is a good little photo.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Good. Would you ever get so mad at someone that you would light their house on fire?
No, I don't think I would.
I wouldn't rule it out for me.
But then you would immediately put it out, though. Your instincts would kick in immediately.
I wouldn't be able to help it.
No. Mac's a librarian. That's what the joke is. When he's not here podcasting, he's doing the Dewey Decimal System. You know what? I was at the library the other day.
Yeah.
And we were asking for a book. We were getting a Magic School Bus book.
Sure.
And I was so disappointed that they're able to just put the book into their computer and they're like, oh, it's over here.
They've been able to do that for 20 years.
Yeah, but go into your files, dip through there, the Dewey Decimal System.
The Dewey Decimal System is for library users, not librarians. The librarian knows where the book is.
There is no Dewey Decimal System at my library.
I bet there is.
Someone can critique me and let me know if there actually is one. But I'm going to say no. Also, Miss Frizzle, I feel like should give you a time.
Also, while we're here, fuck the Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah, I mean, I would like it to still be there though. Like,
remember, them teaching us that, and there's got to be in second grade, you were like, there's got to be a better way than this.
Okay, so we learned Dewey Decimal System and cursive. I feel like we are two
of the more useless things on the planet.
We are the last of the Mohicans who have learned those things.
Can you tell us anything about the stock market? Do you have any useful life skills? No, but I can write book titles in cursive and then file them by the Dewey Decimal System.
I can tell you where you can find Arthur.
I remember you used to pull the fucking card out of the Dewey Decimal System too. That's how you check it out. In there, there'd be 4 of them. That means there's 4 copies of the book, What a dumb system.
I can't stand how my library has their Magic School Bus books. They're separated by topic. So like they aren't even all in one place because it's it's separated as like nonfiction because you're learning or something, but like it's still
They should
fictional
be. So is
stories.
their book? Is it numerical? Are there numbers on each Magic School
No,
Bus
but the
title?
way that it's separated, it's by topic. So like the stuff that has to do with Earth will go with like geography and shit.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I like that.
I didn't like that. Just give me a stack of Magic School Bus books.
I agree.
We got the one learning about evolution.
Should we start Magic School Bus Mondays where you talk about the book that you're reading, Rafi?
Great stories. I know the one where they go to space and that redhead's cousin goes there and she's always trying to bring up things back from each planet and then she almost kills all the kids and then the redhead, to prove his point, takes off his space helmet on Pluto and only gets a cold from it.
I remember this.
This kid should
Is
be
Rafi
dead.
is Rafi watching the cartoon as well?
Yeah,
Nice. I like that.
we're doing the old school ones though.
Yeah, no, you have to.
Yeah. How about when Ralphie gets sick and all the kids go inside him?
Wow, that's my favorite episode.
I was gonna say you kind of look like Ralphie.
Fuck you.
If I were to like, I don't look like him, but I would describe myself as a Carlos.
Oh,
He's the comic relief of the show.
I did notice a listener of ours on the YouTube said I looked like Will Campbell. I don't see it. But
No. He really wants me to measure your arms. The next time that we're in the same room,
I had short
I'm gonna
arms.
measure your arms.
So maybe that's an apt comparison. Like
I did bring a tape measure to work on the Friday after the NFL draft,
Yeah.
and I was so annoying. I'm walking around measuring everyone's arms and shit.
Remember when we were in high school, maybe even middle school, there was that stupid fucking thing where you had to sit down and put your feet up against a wooden box and see how far you could reach out? How dumb was that?
I have the tightest fucking leg muscles in the world. I would be
same.
so bad at that.
You and I, two goaltenders, maybe this is why we sucked. Two of the least flexible people on the planet.
I can do stretches at first base though. I can almost do splits at first.
Can you still?
I mean, I'm dying, Mac. We already talked about this earlier. It's Goover's time at this point. News dump. Ryan Reynolds is writing a Deadpool X-Men team-up movie. The film will include 3 to 4 X-Men members with Deadpool as a supporting character. He has not yet pitched an idea to the studio.
Yeah, I'm okay with this because it seems like they're going to use Deadpool as like a pseudo MCU character. Like he's just going to float off to the side so he can do a little side quest, like a side quest in the Void or side quest in the Deadpool, universe, for lack of a better term, is fine with me. I don't know if it's fine with Feige, but if you're going to greenlight, She-Hulk, you can greenlight Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool X-Men movie.
I feel like She-Hulk is from a bygone era at this point.
I mean, that's partially true. Yeah.
Because, I mean, if he's going to, and I'm also curious how much, if it's going to be more of an X-Men movie with Deadpool as a supporting character, how much is it going to be him writing for Deadpool and then someone else writing the big story for the X-Men?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, none of this matters until we get fully introduced to the team of X-Men, presumably in a year at the end of Doomsday or during Doomsday, I'm guessing.
That's the tag for this podcast, by the way. None of this matters. News dump. Jeremy Renner said that he turned down Hawkeye season 2 because he got offered half the salary that he made in season 1, saying, I'm sorry. Why did you think I'm only worth half of what I made in season 1? Is it because I'm half a Jeremy because I got run over by a plow, right?
Smoked himself. Yeah, it was like one of those cap machines that he had gotten out of, and then he basically ran himself over. I don't know how to feel about this because I thoroughly enjoyed Hawkeye season 1, and I guess you would look to Loki for the blueprint as to how to do a second season for Hawkeye as well. I don't know what they would do though, because there hasn't been much advanced with those characters other than Wilson Fisk.
Well, why don't you do a Hawkeye season 2 where now Haley Steinfeld is the star of the show and you have her working with other characters?
Yeah, I would like to see her kind of maybe team up with Spider-Man or be loosely attached to Spider-Man.
Spider-Man can't be on the show though.
Would be I guess that's true. I don't know where they'd go, but I'm in on Steinfeld. I'm in on Kate Bishop. I really enjoyed Hawkeye season 1, so I guess I would have been for this, but you can't pay your main star half of what you paid him in season 1.
We'll have you back. Same amount of work. half the money. What do you think? News dump. He also seems he's a no nonsense person, right? Like he seems like he is no nonsense. Like why would you bring him nonsense?
Yeah, bullshit a bullshitter.
Yeah, no, like you should have a list of people that you can nonsense and people that you can't nonsense.
And Jeremy Renner's not one.
Don't nonsense Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
Mac, we have popcorn buckets on the horizon. The first How to Train Your Dragon popcorn bucket has been revealed. I think this one's fine.
It's fine. It also sounds like there's going to be multiple How to Train Your Dragon popcorn buckets by it being phrased the first. But it's just that black dragon, whatever it's named, and its mouth opens. It's okay.
Toothless, right?
Yeah, there you go. Something like that.
We got one that I am going to buy, and that is the 50th anniversary of Jaws. There is a popcorn bucket for that. It's a shark with an open mouth.
Yeah, like a shark breaching how its mouth would be open, just like that. That looks pretty cool. I do think the kids will really like the How to Train Your Dragon one.
And then a Mission Impossible Final Reckoning popcorn bucket has been revealed. It can only be opened with a key. I didn't see this one. Can you describe it to me?
Yeah, it looks smaller, more like almost softball sized, maybe a little bit bigger. And there's a key to open the top of it so you get your popcorn.
So it's a really small bucket of popcorn?
Don't make me work for my popcorn here. Come on.
That makes me think of Jimmy Kimmel told a story, I think on Toucher and Rich, about how Tom Cruise went to one of his football parties. And much like Mr. Burns, when he went to the boxing match at Homer's house and he just brought a little bag of Cheetos, that's what Tom Cruise did, like a little individual bag of snacks.
Well, you all remember, we all remember back in the day when we would host something or you'd have people over your apartment in your 20s. You know, you're there, you're having a grand old time. You'd bring some beers for people to drink. Everyone remembers the dickhead that only brought a 6-pack for themselves. You know what I mean? Like that's that type of person.
I would bring a 30-pack, but then just have it to myself.
100. Well, sure. Yeah. And you were fine if there'd be some left over, or your 12-pack of root beer. I would gladly drink your leftover root beers. But my point is, we all know the person that used to come and just bring the 6-pack for themselves. And you're like, what? Why are you here? You don't want to have fun with us?
I'm bringing my winning spirit. I'm here to talk about Stefan Ridley for 3 hours. That's why I'm here. News dump. Got a trailer for The Smashing Machine. This is an A24 movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And is it Amy Adams that was in it? No, Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt.
There you go.
This is coming out on October 3rd. You can tell that it's The Rock because of his because of his massive size. You look at him and you say,
big fucking dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a good job changing his face, though.
Yeah, the prosthetics.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you. This looks really good.
Yeah.
The first trailer makes it look really good. And I drafted this in the movie draft, so I was somewhat interested in it, mostly because I'm leaning on the Safdie, whatever Safdie brothers directing.
I think it's Benny, right?
I think so. But man, if The Rock was ever going to make a career change or show that he can really act, it's this movie. So he poured his heart and soul into it. And we talk about how in the past how The Rock has only played The Rock exclusively for a really long time. And in direct contrast to that, Dave Bautista showed a ton of range. So this is The Rock's chance to really break the mold. Granted, he's playing a big guy, but he's always going to be a big guy. I'm like pretty optimistic about this movie now.
And I also, we joke around a bit about Martin Scorsese and about some of his stuff, but like the fact that he most likely saw footage from this movie, saw some of what The Rock is doing in this movie, and he's like, I'm going to put him in my movie. It's telling us that The Rock is doing some good stuff here.
Yeah, it's a good note. It is a good note to see Scorsese, a guy like staunchly against every movie that The Rock has made, casting The Rock.
News up. Also got a trailer for Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I did not watch the trailer because I want to go sight unseen when I get into the theater.
I just want to be so surprised for the third Now You See Me.
I did see in the movie poster, there's a lady standing upside down, and I'm so nervous that she's going to fall.
Well, is she already on the ground? Or is she hanging?
No, so like they're all superimposed on staircases.
Sure.
And then there's this one lady who's upside down up against the ceiling. And, if the magic wears off, she's going to fall.
She's going to have a boo-boo.
Yeah, and she's going to break her neck. That's not a fun movie.
No, it's not.
News dump. Black Bag is now streaming on The Cock. Steven Soderbergh, Michael Fassbender, Kate Blanchett. This is one of the best reviewed movies of the year so far.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it this week,
Yep.
hopefully. And we have been starved for good movies in 2025, so I'm hoping to get
No.
to this one.
We've hit a stretch of some good movies.
We have 2 in a row, but those are the first really 2 good movies of the
one
year.
more, and that's a winning streak.
It's true. It's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good point.
Mm-hmm. News dump. Guy Ritchie is officially set to direct Roadhouse 2. Is this that was made with AI, the first one, wasn't it?
I don't know why this movie is getting made. The first one, or the remake, is terrible. The Gyllenhaal's back. Guy Ritchie's here. So I posit you, Goo. Would you rather watch Roadhouse 2 or be delivered a big bag of poo?
I think the reason for this had a Morbius like internet uprising of people that were like talking about this, but in jest.
Yes.
And I feel like the Amazon, that's who's doing it, saw this and they're like, people like Roadhouse. I guess we're going to make a Roadhouse too.
Yeah, remember we got the Morbius re-release and it made like $7.
And everyone's like, you didn't get the joke.
Yeah.
But also it's Morbin time.
That's not a bad comparison.
News dump. It's time for Mac's Video Game Minute. Even if it's way
Takes
more than a minute. But honestly, only do 1 minute. We don't have any time.
Yeah, all right. So GTA 6, Goo, delayed to May 26, 2026. And I say, Goo, GTA 6, put this on the fucking episode title. Is this the big dig of video games? GTA, the big dig of video games? Huh?
So what are we calling the episode? So it's Marvel is back and GTA 6 is the big dig of video games.
Yeah.
People are going to think that's spam.
We are now all getting all of these before GTA 6. Scream 7, somehow. Something called The Ghost of Yote. I don't know what the fuck that is. Squid Game Season 3. Avatar Fire and Ash. We're getting a 3rd or 4th Avatar movie? I don't know. Before GTA 6. Stranger Things Season 5. We're getting Avengers Doomsday before GTA 6. We're getting The Mandalorian and Grogu before GTA 6. We are getting the Super Mario Brothers movie 2 before GTA 6.
I don't mean to poo-poo on your parade here, Mac, but I'm of a mind to think that this video game is not going to come out.
I mean, it's tough. They've been working on it for like 10 years. It's probably going to come out.
If it does come out, it's going to be really buggy and it's going to be really shitty.
No, I think that's why it keeps getting delayed.
I think there's a reason. I think there's something afoot here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think there's something afoot.
All right. You do that investigative journalism.
News dump. And finally, it's the last minute. So how about Mac break down The Last of Us? I still need to start the season.
Episode 4. We're in like a certain aspect of the story here. Really, these last 2 episodes. Episode 4, characters have begun revealing things to each other. We're in I'm not going to call it a lull, but we're in the middle part of the season where we need certain characters to meet certain characters before other things can happen. I think Dina's the best character on the show right now. That's Ellie's best friend. And she's been a welcome addition to the show. So I think if you haven't started watching, now's a good time, because I believe this season's only 7 episodes. So jump in now and you only have a couple to look forward to on a week-to-week basis.
News dip. Check us out at the end of the week. I don't know what we have planned. We got to do something.
Any movies out this week?
What is it?
Any movies out this week?
I think Friendship is next week, right?
Yeah, Friendship gets limited release this week, I think, and then full release in 2 weeks.
Okay. No, limited release is this Friday.
That's what I just said.
I wasn't paying attention to you at all. So what are you going to do? T-ball was canceled tonight. I was reading my phone.
Oh, well, it is pouring.
It is. It's raining. It's not a good day for T-ball.
You know what I really like? And so my nephew is about the same age as Rafi. He's 4.5. He's also in T-ball and Hudson. Mm-hmm. They have sick jerseys, sick hats. When we were kids, we had like paper mache T-shirts, those fucking trucker hats. Like,
when it rained, they would just fall apart.
I mean, I appreciate it. I like that they have good gear, but our shit was fucking dog water back in the day.
Also, I brought my son to his first Red Sox game yesterday. And let me tell you this, Fenway Park. Yeah, we live in Boston. Fenway Park. It's expensive.
It is.
Also, what is this with StubHub, Ace Ticket? What is this convenience fee that costs almost as much as the tickets? What is happening here?
You don't have enough connections these days so you can get free tickets?
I don't like asking people.
Okay. What did Raffy eat at the ball game?
He had himself some chicken fingers.
Nice.
He had a little bit of a hot dog. He had an ice cream. They ran out of the little helmets.
Oh, that's disappointing.
There's like 60 more home games this year. What are you going to do? How do you run out of helmets?
I know. Hey, did you see, speaking of ice cream helmets, you see the ground round is back in Massachusetts?
Do they have ice cream helmets?
Yeah, you don't remember that from back in the day as a kid?
No.
That was the whole thing with the ground round. You try to get all the different MLB helmets at the ground. You don't remember this?
No.
You don't recall this?
I don't.
Ground round used to serve their ice cream in the helmets, and you tried to collect all the helmets from the ground round.
Mac, let me ask you this. How much do you think a 12-inch Wally the Green Monster stuffed animal costs?
12-inch Wally the Green. So you bought it in Fenway or in the team store there?
Mm-hmm.
In a regular store, I would say probably like $18 to $20. It's got to be like 100% increase there. So I'm going to say $35.
$50.
Oh my God. You paid $50 for a Wally stuffy?
Well, let me explain this to you. So I was with my son and he pointed to it. I'm like, that's $50. We're not getting that.
Yeah.
And then I went to wait in line for the ice cream. And then he comes sauntering up with his mother holding the Wally stuffed animal. And I said, that is $50. What are we doing?
For a Wally the Green one. At least it's a foot. I don't know. So
It's
that's
roughly a foot.
You paid just under $10 for every inch of Wally the Green.
Okay, so we got right field seats. So first off, we sat by the pesky pole.
Yeah.
And my son spent the first 5 minutes just staring at right field. And I'm like, hey, bud, the action is that away. So I had to turn him to watch the fucking game. Then for food and everything else, it's $40-something plus a Wally stuffed animal. It's $50. Like going to Fenway Park. I understand it's his first game. We're trying to make it special. Lots and lots of money.
Not great. My math is really bad, by the way. You paid just under $5
an inch
per inch for
which is how Max sells himself on the streets on Friday nights.
You paid whatever.
You're only paying like $10, but still
4.16. So whatever 0.16 of a dollar is.
I will say this
16 cents, I guess.
If you have kids, bring your kids to the game on Sundays because you get to run the bases after.
Nice. Yeah. Was it a packed stadium?
Pretty packed, and then running the bases was also packed.
Nice. Did he enjoy that part?
He did. He enjoyed the whole time.
Okay. It's actually impressive. He made the whole game.
Yeah. Well, we got there like second inning. Plus it rained, so you walk around a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that was my day at Fenway. And now we have a Wally.
Well, did you feel good about your day afterwards?
I did feel good about my day outside of my illness, yes.
Oh, do you think you were ill because of...
No, I became ill on Friday night.
Gotcha.
It's been a whole weekend thing.
Okay. So here's a question for the
Yeah.
people are really wondering. Did you utilize one of the Fenway stalls?
No.
Oh, you're able to hold it together.
I did. I held it together.
Nice. Credit to you.
I only ate one Fenway Frank.
Those are good.
I needed something solid in my tummy.
What are those on these days?
$6.50?
That's it?
Yeah.
Steal. That's the best price thing in the stadium.
Good value. For 3 chicken tenders and a little basket of fries, it's like $13.50.
Oh, that's not too bad either.
That's pretty bad.
Not compared to the Garden. You go to the Garden, you spend like $40. You can go to the
Garden, and for like $25, you get a full bucket of chicken with like 10 tenders in there.
Someone's wrong here, and I feel like it's you.
No, if you're picking a tender basket/bucket from one of the stadiums, it's the Garden.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you.
Do you know enough about the situation?
Of course I don't.
News dump.